The power of training, shaping minds, shaping institutions. Governments are complex entities, they rely on institutions. These institutions, in turn, rely on individuals. Bureaucrats, the often maligned civil servants, form the backbone of these institutions. They translate policy into action. They are the keepers of institutional knowledge. They provide continuity across changing political landscapes. How these individuals are trained has a profound impact. Training shapes their worldview. It defines their understanding of their roles. It ultimately determines how effectively government functions. Training programs are not neutral. They reflect the values and priorities of those who design them. Traditionally, training for civil servants has emphasized neutrality, objectivity, and adherence to established procedures. The goal has been to create a professional, nonpartisan civil service. This approach aims to ensure continuity and effectiveness, regardless of which political party is in power. However, what happens when training is used not to uphold these norms, but to dismantle them? This is the unsettling question posed by Project 2025. This initiative, spearheaded by conservative think tanks, seeks to fundamentally reshape the American bureaucracy. Its primary tool? A radical overhaul of civil service training. This essay will explore the Project 2025 training regime, examining its curriculum, its methods, and its real-world impacts. Furthermore, it will analyze the long-term consequences of transforming bureaucratic training into a tool for ideological indoctrination. The implications for democratic governance are stark and demand careful consideration. Project 2025, a new vision for the American bureaucracy. Project 2025 represents a bold and alarming experiment in reshaping government from within. At its heart lies a desire to replace the existing norms of the bureaucracy with a new ethos of ideological loyalty. This project, driven by the Heritage Foundation and embraced by elements within the Trump administration, envisions a federal workforce unwaveringly committed to a specific, conservative agenda. Central to this vision is the Presidential Administration Academy. This institution serves as the primary conduit for disseminating the Project 2025 worldview throughout the federal workforce. The Academy's curriculum is not about enhancing technical skills or promoting efficient governance. Instead, it focuses on instilling a particular ideological framework, one that prioritizes executive power, undermines traditional bureaucratic norms, and promotes a culture of suspicion and distrust. The implications of this shift are far-reaching. By prioritizing loyalty over expertise and ideology over established procedure, Project 2025 threatens to fundamentally undermine the very foundations of a professional, nonpartisan civil service. The potential consequences for democratic governance are significant, with the potential to erode public trust, compromise policy implementation, and politicize essential government functions. Inside the Presidential Administration Academy, a curriculum for control, the Presidential Administration Academy represents a radical departure from traditional civil service training. Its curriculum is meticulously designed to instill a specific worldview, one that prioritizes loyalty to the executive branch above all else. This section will delve into the core components of this curriculum, exposing the methods used to reshape the thinking of America's federal workforce. The Academy's curriculum revolves around several key tenets. Firstly, it emphasizes the executive supremacy doctrine. This doctrine promotes an expansive view of presidential power, minimizing the role of checks and balances and encouraging deference to executive authority. It seeks to create a cadre of civil servants who view themselves as instruments of the president's will, rather than impartial executors of the law. Secondly, the curriculum instructs trainees on how to work around established bureaucratic procedures. It encourages them to find ways to delay, defund, or obstruct policies they deem ideologically unsound. This emphasis on circumventing established norms undermines the predictability and accountability that are essential for good governance. It creates a system where personal ideology can trump established law and procedure. The Academy's curriculum is not merely about abstract principles. It provides concrete tools for reshaping the bureaucracy from within. It arms trainees with the knowledge and justifications to challenge existing norms and advance a specific political agenda, effectively turning them into agents of ideological change within the machinery of government. Rewriting the rules. How Project 2025 circumvents established norms. Project 2025 doesn't simply preach a new ideology, It provides a roadmap for dismantling existing structures and circumventing established norms. The training emphasizes practical strategies for undermining policies and programs deemed ideologically incompatible. This calculated approach to bureaucratic sabotage has far-reaching consequences for the functioning of government. One key tactic is the strategic manipulation of funding. Trainees are encouraged to starve programs of resources by redirecting funds or delaying approvals. By choking the financial lifeblood of initiatives they oppose, they can effectively cripple them without resorting to outright legislative battles. This covert approach allows for the dismantling of programs without the public scrutiny and political accountability that come with legislative action. Another tactic involves the manipulation of bureaucratic processes. Trainees are taught to exploit loopholes, delay decision-making, and create bureaucratic roadblocks to stymie progress on initiatives they oppose. This deliberate creation of bureaucratic inertia can grind the gears of government to a halt, effectively nullifying policies without ever formally overturning them. This systematic approach to bureaucratic sabotage has profound implications for democratic governance. It undermines the rule of law by empowering individuals to prioritize ideology over established procedure. It erodes public trust by creating a system where policy outcomes are determined not by transparent debate and democratic processes, but by the whims of ideologically driven bureaucrats operating in the shadows. The language of power. Controlling the narrative within the bureaucracy. Language is never neutral. It reflects and reinforces power structures. Recognizing this, Project 2025 places significant emphasis on controlling the language used within the bureaucracy. The training emphasizes specific terminology designed to frame issues in ways that align with the desired ideological narrative. Trainees are instructed to adopt loaded language that frames opponents as radical, dangerous, or un-American. Terms like woke ideology, weaponized government, and deep state are strategically deployed to discredit opposing viewpoints and sow distrust in established institutions. This manipulation of language serves to delegitimize dissent and create an environment where challenging the prevailing ideology is seen as unpatriotic or even subversive. Furthermore, the training encourages the use of euphemisms and carefully crafted phrases to mask the true nature of policy changes. This allows for the implementation of controversial policies under the guise of benign-sounding initiatives. By controlling the language used to describe government actions, Project 2025 seeks to control the narrative itself, shaping public perception and stifling dissent. This manipulation of language has insidious consequences. It erodes trust in government by creating a disconnect between rhetoric and reality. It fosters a climate of fear and suspicion, where individuals are afraid to express dissenting viewpoints for fear of being labeled as disloyal or un-American. The result is a bureaucracy that is less transparent, less accountable, and ultimately less responsive to the needs of the people it is meant to serve. Thanks for watching. Stay stronger, stay smarter, stay informed. Like and subscribe for more information and updates.